loves a good brunch. I know I do. And sometimes when we go to brunch, we kind of over brunch and move over into lunch. So we're going to talk about some fun ways to have brunch. Again, we're using our air fryer. These are wheat English muffins. We're going to place these in our air fryer. We're going to butter these when we take them out. So we're going to get these nice and crispy, as always. We're going to put those in there for about 5 minutes. Okay? What we are going to make is a nice hollandaise sauce. I know they can be intimidating, but it's easy. It's easy. What we are going to add to our pan here is our meat. We have some Canadian bacon. We're going to put that on really low heat. Fry that up. Saute it, rather. And as that is doing this thing, we're going to get something to drain it with. And then we're going to start on our sauce. You just want to heat it a little bit, not really cook it. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to turn it. And we want this to kind of be hanging out a little bit as we make our hollandaise sauce. So we got a couple of pieces of Canadian bacon here. Just kind of doing its thing in a little bit of olive oil. We don't need to add any seasoning, nothing. Just kind of let it heat through. That's what you want it to do. You don't want it to get all crispy like bacon. You want it to be just what it is, Canadian bacon. We want this to be just like the Canadians would have it. So we're going to flip this over one more time. Don't let your pan be smoking hot. It just needs to be hot enough to heat your bacon through. We're going to take these out. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Now, what we're going to add here, we're going to add some turkey sausages to this pan. Now, it's going to take a second for these to cook, and that's fine. So, we're going to put these to the side. We're going to check on our English muffins. Not yet. They're not there yet. Almost. We're going to move some of these things out of the way. Still got this heat going a little low. So here, we're going to take a wooden spoon. We all have these. Just a little wooden spoon. And we're going to break this egg yolk up. What I've already done was I've taken an egg yolk and any substance or particle in there that you see that needs to come out, go ahead and take that out. You're going to stir them. You're going to add in your lemon juice. Okay? Stir, add a little bit more lemon juice. Now we don't want this pan to be super, super hot. So we're going to add our butter, just a little bit here. And that butter is going to melt. We want it to melt at a slow temperature. We're going to use a 1/2 cup of butter for this hollandaise sauce. Our sausages are cooking. We're going to take those out momentarily. This is a slow labor of love process, but once you're done, it's good. So the butter is melting down, which is good. We're going to turn our heat up a little bit to help go ahead and melt that butter. Our sausages are cooking. We've turned the heat up on that just a little bit. We wanted those to cook. We needed those sausages to cook. Okay. So in the meantime, what we have here is we can go ahead and kind of cut our avocado into sections because we're going to use pieces of that. And I'll show you how to scoop out an avocado. It's really, really easy. It's simple. We're cutting it so that the next thing that we do, we're going to lift it up out of the skin. So our butter is melting down perfectly. Once we get it to a certain temperature, we're going to add our eggs and lemon in, but we want this to be the same temp as the butter, right? So what have we got to do? We've got to temper this. So as this butter is solidifying and melting down, we're going to add a little bit of the butter here to bring it up to temperature. And that's exactly what it's doing. We don't want to cook it. We are emulsifying it and bringing it up to the right temperature. Okay? Our sausages are ready. So we're going to move these over to the pan with our Canadian bacon. There we are. So we're going to turn this heat off. We're going to turn this heat off. And we're going to keep adding a little bit of this butter. A little bit at a time. Just a little bit at a time. That's what we want. It's getting to be the consistency that we need it to be. Perfect. And just a little bit more that we need to melt there. I'm going to take this off. I'm going to work with this one burner that's left. There we go. Okay. Now that this pan is warm and we've incorporated everything into this bowl, we want to give it some volume. So what we're going to do now, we're going to take this sauce and we're going to put it here. Everything is incorporated and we're going to whisk it. Because that's what you want. You want to add some air into it. And as you add the air, it's going to make it light, airy, fluffy, lemon. You're going to be able to taste all of those things. So we just want to make sure we watch it. Add a little bit more heat to it. Just a little bit. You're going to use the heat. Take it off the heat. So you get it to where you want it to be. There's a little bit more in here that we're going to add. Make sure we get all of that goodness out so we can get it into our tummies. You know, some people have egg allergies depending upon how you eat eggs. You can use substitutes with this. If you're vegan, you can use tofu. You can make, I've seen vegans make their own eggs. But you can use a lot of things to make this sauce. So we're going to add just a little bit more butter to it because that's what it needs. And we're going to continue to add the air. And it's a beautiful color. Beautiful. So we want to thicken it just a little bit more. So this is the last stage of it. We still got some heat. I feel the heat. There we go. And we're going to turn this off. What are we going to add? Not much, because this is a sauce that speaks by itself. We're going to add just a tad of pepper. That's it. That's pretty much it. And from here, we're going to build our brunch. Okay? We're going to let this sit here for just a second. Now, with brunch, everybody loves some type of fruit or something. We're going to keep it really, really simple. This is a fresh, crisp, cosmic apple. It's sweet. It's tart. It has plenty of fiber, which is what we want. And we're going to kind of fan these into some little nice slices. Still watching my hollandaise sauce because it's doing what I needed to do, which is good. The heat is off. We're going to move that around just a little bit. The consistency is thickening as I want it to. I'm going to cut this apple up. And you know, when you make brunch, it doesn't have to be all of the grits, all of the hash browns and potatoes and bacon, and it doesn't have to be all of that. You want to be satisfied. And I tell people all the time, eat to live. Don't live to eat. It can sometimes be your enemy when you overindulge in food. Okay. We're good here. We are good. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay. It's thick. It's creamy. It's what we want. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay, the other thing is I told you all that we were going to show you all how to scoop out an avocado from the skin. Very easy. Go around the skin. That means that it's ripe. If it detaches from the skin very easily, you're just going to take your spoon, just kind of go around it a little bit, and then you can just scoop it out. The other way you can do it, take it, squeeze it, and it will push itself out. A little messy, but it'll push itself out. Okay, so we're gonna plate. We're gonna build a nice little English muffin sandwich here. We're gonna do one of each. We're gonna add a little bit of our avocado, which is so good and healthy for you. It's so good and healthy. It really is. We're going to put all of this here. We're going to add a little avocado to the turkey, which is what we want. And then some people like to add cheese and all of that. Hey, suit yourself. It's nothing wrong with adding that. This is that homemade hollandaise sauce. It can be intimidating, but you trust me. You got this. You got it. And there you have it. And then we're going to add some fresh fruit to this. Nothing wrong with some great fresh fruit. That fresh fruit gives you all of the fiber that you need for a day. It gives you energy. But this in itself is a really good way to brunch and still be okay with not having lunch. There you have it. We're going to taste it. Thank you.
Real good.
Crunchy.
Crunchy?
Warm. What else?
Tasty.
Tasty.
Love the sauce. Mm-hmm.
You love the sauce?
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.